Greetings to the whole TBC community. This is Agbeka Michael, one of the many voices in TBC community around the globe. Tonight, I'm so delighted to have the great leaders from Ghana with me. And as we know, all we always put together, or all we always do, or this meeting purpose is only about the mass adoption team and also how to make TBC work in Ghana. And we are planning and working tireless towards our 4th anniversary that is coming on just next week. Our 4th anniversary, and then the fun day out, which is just next week. So I welcome you, great leaders, to this meeting. You are all welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So this meeting, one main point we are going to discuss very brief is about how to duplicate. And as we know, the venue for the mass adoption program, which is the 4th anniversary celebration in Ghana, everything is set. Preparation towards everything now. We are done with the preparation and everything now. So now all we are looking forward to see is the numbers and how to wake the TBC community up in Ghana so we all come together with love, respect, unity, so we can live in abundance. So thank you all for the great leaders that as we always come together, plan that we make TBC work in Ghana. I appreciate you all your efforts, your time, your commitment towards the success of TBC in Ghana. So I want to discuss brief or ask a few questions. The first point is towards the blog that was released by the admin yesterday. I believe this point is a point that we should use to get more people on board, to get more of our downlines to be part of the mass adoption team. Because from the beginning, many of our downlines don't know the importance of being on the mass adoption team. And I tell you, the blog that was released yesterday regarding the mass adoption team has wakened a lot of people in the TBC community. People are regretting that they are not in the A team. And even those that were in the A team that couldn't secure their position, that have been moved to the B team, they are all crying now. They are all regretting. So as the blog that was released, some of us understood, but some of us did not understand. So I believe this is the platform or the time for us to ask a question as leaders regarding the blog that is receive $500,000 a month. When this blog was released, I received calls yesterday and a lot. Many people didn't understand. I said this during my training with the Botswana leaders yesterday. People think that getting the 111 mass adoption teams is more than the 1 billion people. So people were like, we are now 3 million people. So when are we going to get these 111,000 people in the mass adoption team when we are not 1 billion people? People don't know that these 111,000 people, it is not even up to 1 million people. So it is a responsibility for us, the leaders, to educate our downlines about it. Some people read from the blog, but still they still did not understand. So the best thing for us to do, that as the block is being released, we need to get a deeper understanding. After the deeper understanding, we call our downlines and explain to them. So people too were like, admin says we're getting about 4 billion people before we can get the 450,000.45 You know, this money, admin is looking at this place, this point. If we, the mass adoption team, fill the position of 111,000 people, 111,000 people times 2 people, let's say times 10 people, we are more than the 1 billion people. So admin is looking at this point that after we've gotten the mass adoption, the team fulfilled, these 111,000 people are the people that are going to be trained. When these people are going to be trained, what is going to happen? Because a time will come that after we are being trained, the community will be handed over to us, the mass adoption team people. So after we are being trained, what happened next? What happened next? Because when the community is handed to us, we are supposed to pay the bills. Now it is the admin that is paying the bill. Any bill that comes into TBC, it is admin that bill that pays it. So now admin says when we get 10 million people, each person in the mass adoption team will receive $1,125 every month on a rotation. So these are some of the few things we need to take note of regarding the block. Thank you. So misunderstood. So we need to understand the point very clearly before we explain it to our people. So now, secondly, as we always talk, we always talk about this. How do we fulfill our mission? Now, Ghana, we are having a tax on us. How do we fulfill this tax to bring the Ghana community back together? How do we fulfill this tax? By getting people for this 4th anniversary. It's by getting more people. So then what will happen? The next point we need to look at right now, by getting new people also on board. And admin says that when you sign up a new person, the best thing you need to educate the person on, or the next thing to tell the person is, when you go home, go to your back office and go and read more about the PDF. We talk about the Bitcoin bounty. They should go and read about it. After the reading, what happened next? They should call you, so we explain to them into details. So these are some of the key things. So now what we are looking for right now is to look at how to make the program a success. So with those coming from Kumasi to today, we are able to work on your venue. So by tomorrow, we'll give the update. So as many as people that want to come, they can come. Because we are going to work on your venue for you people to feel comfortable in Accra here. So this is the task we are carrying on. So if you have any question or anything to say on how to make these things work, to make TBC work, TBC move faster in Ghana, because I can tell you now the Ghana community, they are all awake now. They are all awake. So if you have any question, any contribution, anything that is bothering you that you want to ask, you can indicate So you will be given the platform to talk.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sir Michael.
Welcome, Mr. President.
Yeah. Please, am I allowed to ask a question now?
Yes, please. You can ask.
Okay. Yeah, in your submission, you made mention of mass adopters taking over TBC
Yes.
community in terms of building, and that we will pay all the expenses that admin is paying now.
That is our own expenses.
Our own expenses.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Like in case we are organizing a meeting like this, we will be paying for all the expenses.
Something like in the form of our bills.
Oh, okay.
Bills, our bills, the bills that comes in. So we are going to pay it personally, because that is when the cash is rotating among us. The rotation of the money among us is for our personal use and our personal expenses or our personal bills. It will be like paying your own electricity bill. So now, any bills that come into the community, it is admin that pays for us all. So let's look at how Satoshi is handling Bitcoin right now. Satoshi is no more gotten to a point. He built a system and that is why my mic is being muted. So please, your question, you can finish your question so that I'll give you the answer.
Yeah, you mean I should finish my question?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Frimpong, I should go on. Okay. Yeah, so in this case, mass adopters will be taking care of all the expenses in TBC in terms of maintenance, in terms of additional machines to be added,
Yeah.
security and all that. Is that what it means?
Yes. You know, this is how it's going to be. The mass adoption team, we are going to work with admin. So some of the bills that will come in, it is us that will pay, which is do not be for paying for the community, but for personal bills, because we are receiving money. You get it?
Okay.
No, I'm coming. There's a noise coming. Let me check that noise from Pastor Solomon.
No, then he should mute.
Okay, I've muted him already.
Oh, okay.
So the mass adoption team are the one going to run the community with admin.
Okay.
So the bills, if you look at the article, I don't know if I should share it. Let me share it briefly. Let me share. Okay. Let me not take it from the blog. Let me take it from a group.
I think I also have a little input, so if you're done, I can come in.
Okay, sir. So I read from here. I believe we all can see the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, as we reach numbers in the hundreds of millions of members, we will be offering so much that paying 25. Hold on. Okay, paying 25 fee will seem small in comparison. In fact, it will even seem more valuable than paying an electricity bill. Can you live without electricity? Well, that's how people will feel about paying this fee. If we don't pay that fee, they will lose access to us and all that we have to offer. People will come to cherish TBC and the membership in TBC. So today we are positioning ourselves to carry a highly profitable post within the mass adoption team. Don't miss out. You will regret it. I fully expect to reach our objective of having 1 billion members this year. If there's still open position available on mass adoption come April 1st, I will no longer accept admin credit to join. I believe, let me go back from here. Some of the things I'm coming. It's not being posted well. Okay. So I read from the top. As I have said many times before, the mass adoption team will be the ones running the TBC economy until TBC Kringle coins become universally accepted by all merchants worldwide at 100%. There will still be a need for coins like Bitcoin. Somewhere between 1 million active members and 10 million, I will set up a rotator for the admin fee that comes in and share responsibility of paying for the things we will need to reach our mass adoption. So if I will explain this point, which means that when the mass adoption team or the 111,000 people comes in, it does not mean that TBC reaching the 1 billion position has ended. So now, how do we work as the mass adoption team to get this 1 billion people? That is why admin says that he will share the responsibility of paying for the things that we will need to reach our mass adoption. So if there should be a bill tomorrow in the community to be paid, the money that is being shared to us as the mass adoption team, we will be given a responsibility to be paying for some of the bills. I continue. For the rest of this year, I will be highly focused on training the mass adoption team on how to run a full-blown and complex economy. So how we are going to pay those bills, admin is yet to reveal to us. Admin is yet to train us on that, how we can run the community. I continue. This team will need funding. So the funding, it is not just for our personal use. The funding is for us to support, build the community. So I will set up a rotator software program. And as a member pays the admin fee, it will be sent to this team on rotation. Why are we going to receive this money? Because of our responsibility that will come as a team. And we are going to be trained as billionaires. We are going to be trained in a special way on how to carry on and help build a community fast. Because if admin alone want to build a community, it will take a longer process. Currently, fees are coming in every hour of every day of every week of the month. Even though we encourage all members to pay the admin fee on 1st of every month, I can't run this whole economy by myself. I can't build out an economy all by myself either. So For admin knows that, and he's saying that he cannot run this community or economy by himself. That is why he need us. So that money that will be given to us when we reach 10 million people. It is not just for our use. Let me read. Since Bitcoin is widely accepted and very liquid to all other currencies, the mass adoption team will be giving Bitcoin through this rotation, through this rotator. Consider what Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, did. Quite effectively, he created, developed, and managed the growth of Bitcoin to a point. Then step back and let the Bitcoin community take over the further development. So I believe I can stop here. So to take over further development, which means we have more development that will come out in TBC. How do we take over? We cannot take over with our own money. We cannot take over without having fun. That is why admin says that this team will need funding. So if we get this funding, we can take over the economy and build it fast for us all to enjoy tomorrow. So Mr. Frimpong, please, as your question be answered.
Yes. I'm getting the picture. But you did you did some mathematics too. That is, if the 111,000 people are able to multiply themselves by 10 or to get 10 each, will be more than one. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Is that the calculation?
If you look at the 111,000 people, 111,000 people by, how do they call it, by times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me share the screen quickly. Yes. Where is that? I'm coming. Let me share the screen quickly before we go.
Can I come in with the mathematics?
Come in.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be 12.5 times 10 million. Then that figure divided by 111,111.
12.5.
Yeah, 12.5
You are
times.
talking about the money. You are talking about the money.
Yes. What are you talking about
We are
now?
talking about numbers of people joining the community. Our aim is to get 1 billion people in the community.
Yes. Yes.
By this year.
Yes.
And during the admit training, he's going to show us how to bring in people. So if each person should bring in 10 people with the 111,000 people, if each person should bring in 10 within a month, it will be more than 1 billion. 1 billion, 100 and something.
I think admin released that block before this one, and it was 50. Yeah. If we are able to bring 50, he did it in multiples of 50, and just for 3 steps, we have taken the whole world.
Yeah. So
that block is there.
So special information or special education will be given to the mass adoption team. That is why now admin is very, very, very wide now. That from 1st April, you cannot enter the mass adoption team if there is a space or a spot. 1st April, you cannot enter with admin credit unless you use bulk credit before you can enter. So TBC is becoming more than rare. So these meetings and trainings are supposed to pushing us to go and encourage our downlines, those that are missing out, to embrace it fast before they miss this opportunity. So if you have any other question, or anybody have to have any question, you can go on. You can indicate any question.
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Godwin.
Yeah, I just want to come with some highlights. Thank you very much. It's not a question, but just like to add up. Our main focus for TBC is to have the people. That's why the mission comes first before anything. So what admin has just put on the blog is an amazing update, which will also equip us for a greater thing. So we want to thank him for bringing this update quickly, and our effort is what we need to do is to work together with him so that we can achieve one goal. As that number has been indicated, it's not just small number. It is a very huge number. We need to work on massively. That's where all of us. It's our job as leaders, as we are doing so. So about he said somewhere around 1 million people and 10 million people, he will set up a rotator. That's what he said over there. And so that rotator, a software that can actually, as the admin fees coming in, the leaders are getting those monies to pay for the expenses that are going in. He is not going to handle the economy by himself. This is a very complex economy. So as he said, compared to the Satoshi, it means that TBC is another very big thing, a very big thing aside the internet. It's very bigger than the internet. It's just that our mind have to be open wide to comprehend what admin has for us. So it's a very good thing, and I would like to thank him very much for what he's doing. So that's what I have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Godwin. So as we some of us always said, if it's not TBC, some of us wouldn't have known where we would have been by now. And admin is always putting his best as our father, our grandfather, and our leader and mentor, just to set us on the right path on how we can enjoy abundance. So thank you, Mr. Gordon, for that great contribution. So please, if you have any other question or any contribution, you can indicate, or any question, any suggestion, or anything.
Okay, I think I want to come in here.
Okay, Pastor Isaac.
First of all, thanking you for the effort you people are putting in to support widows coming from distant. It's actually going to be a relief of burden if our accommodation is sorted out. So, though have not been fully updated, so I don't talk much about that now. But I'm beginning to sense that provision is about to be made. So we'll be very grateful if you're able to carry out that task. It will give me the capacity to mobilize as much as I can. Therefore, now I'm crippled by the accommodation challenges. Okay. Furthermore, with regard to the block, I think it is surprising, and this man never sees surprising us. I mean, he's a great man, you know. Yeah. I'm just wondering who he is.
I love this man. I love this man.
If care is not taken, he will be the next greatest person apart from Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the next greatest person ever on earth because of what he's bringing. If you are able to picture the whole economy, you will just see some intelligence behind. And it's so good. So now what we have to do is that we need to ginger ourselves and then position ourselves very well for this great thing coming. You know, the Federal Reserve System, the Rockefellers and the Rothschild and whatever, we are going to take over that baton, looking at the whole system. Yes. So, and the rotator, in my opinion, I'm seeing that the rotator will not be in equity base. It will be according to the effort you are making. So when the admin sees how you are pulling people with your team, then perhaps you'll be given much. And those who are not able to work will be given less. That is what I am presuming. Furthermore, I am also seeing that this thing he's talking about is coming off just this year, because after this year, TBC will be liquid, and therefore it will not be Bitcoin. So the moment the Bitcoin was mentioned inside, you know, I realized that it will be this year, because any moment from 2020, then the Kringles itself can be used to manage the TBC economy. Yeah, so we have to understand one of the things, and predictably, from mathematical point of view and with the principle of appreciation, you realize that the moment you reach 10 million, the rest, it will take just a month to fail.
Sure.
Because right now, yes, in building this thing, it's like you are building a cone from the top.
Yeah.
And the beginning is always
the foundation that is needed.
Yeah, the foundation is slow because the people that are building are less. Yeah. But day in and day out, the builders are widening. The builder scope is widening. Now, if 10 people are building, they bring in 10 people. At the beginning stage, it is only 100. The 100 people brings in 10. It is now becoming 1,000. The 1,000 brings 10. In the next 2-3 days or 4 days, it now becomes 10,000. 10,000 bringing in 10, 100,000. By the time you realize you have gotten to billion, and then, a billion. So it is at the beginning stage that we are struggling. The moment our system reaches 10 million, the builders have now become many. And if everyone does an effort and even bring in 10, you just see that the 10 will fill up in a jiffy. So if you don't know that principle and that concept of, we call it multiplication of bacteria in science, you realize that the bacteria starts slow, but the moment it gets to chronic, it is unstoppable, you can't control it. So we should support the admin. And for now, what I can say is, we those that are here, let's try to position ourselves well. Something great is coming. And let's try to also share this great vision to more people earlier. If you share it late with someone, the person will appreciate, but not like when you share it early. All right, this is my little contribution now.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pastor Isaac. That is a very great contribution. And the only thing I can say, and I've always been saying, is that we all need to make it happen. We all need to set ourselves on a position. We all have more people that are following us. So we need to get those people to be in the position with us. those people, we need to always encourage them. That is why I'm saying that this training and meetings are going to be there from now till what TBC is supposed to reach. After this anniversary, now there'll be a training for the whole Ghana community, live training and Zoom training, office and staffs, because we need to set Ghana on fire. Just this small day, the things that are happening, the people are waking up. So what do we need to do? We need to push up more. We need to push up harder. Those that are sleeping, they will all wake up. I tell you, they have already wake up. But it's time for them to get up and go and wash their face and go out. So let's get them from their bed to go and wash their face and go out. Let's push our time, our effort, our assets into it to make the TBC community work in Ghana. Nobody will make it work for us unless we make it work ourselves. So please, any other contribution? Any other question or contribution? Okay.
As they always say, silence means consent. Silence means we have all consented.
Okay, so
yeah,
on that note,
yeah,
if there is no other contribution, then on that note, we want to bring this meeting to an end, and hopefully we'll meet Sunday the same time for our next training section. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for your effort that you are putting together for us to make TBC work more in Ghana. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Hopefully we meet again on Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Okay.
Bye.